Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, y'all. How y'all doing? These are two long pieces, but we gonna work it out. Y'all, the app ain't working or something. I don't know. It's saying that I'm offline, but I'm not offline. But okay. Okay. It is what it is. But happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Don't look at my nails. I'm going to get them done. Either today or tomorrow. But how y'all doing? My lips looked a little dry. And her little gloss on them. Hey y'all. How you doing? I ain't gonna be here that long. I ain't gonna be here that long. But I am here for a little while. I'm here for a little while. How y'all doing? Happy Thursday. I hope everybody been doing their positive affirmations. I hope everybody's been doing their positive affirmations. Let me wait till some people come in here. Hey, Miss Nateria. How you doing? Something was wrong going on with the app, that new streaming app I got. So kept saying I wasn't connected, so retry. I did it, and it didn't work. So I had to come live from the Facebook. I mean, from the YouTube because I had to go live through YouTube because I don't know the streaming app acting up. But how are you guys doing on this beautiful Thursday? I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. Always remember to drink your water because it is hot out here. I'm in the southern. It's hot. So what you doing today, Miss Nateria? Are you at work today? What you doing to the day off? How's your day going, Miss Nateria? How y'all doing? Okay, so I know you seen y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe if you have not. I know y'all see my title. And the question is relationships transactional? I could have spelled it wrong because I think I got a spelling grammar, but it didn't give me an update. So I just want to know I'm leaving work from a MRI. Okay. Are you okay? How did it go? How did your MRI go? Because I know those are very serious. So how did that go, Miss Nateria? But do y'all think relationships are transactional? Or do you think that people are in relationships because they genuinely love that person? I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait till someone responds. On my way to the appointment at 12:15. So yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, I want some updates. I want some updates, Miss Nateria. I want you to give me some updates and tell me how's it going. Okay, so do y'all think relationships are transactional? Just tell me. Because me and the boo was having a conversation the other day, right? when I was talking to him. And he said, like, no one is getting in relationships nowadays because they love someone. A lot of relationships are transactional. So when he started breaking it down, I started like, damn, he may be right a little bit. Sometimes when you get into relationships, they can be very transactional. I was also talking to my honorary baby daddy yesterday. Not yesterday, but maybe Tuesday. And he was just telling me some things. And and it led to that because he's going through a situation. But we'll just say, the other party basically is treating him like their relationship was transactional, meaning I wanted something out the deal. You know what I'm saying? I didn't truly, genuinely love you. I just wanted something out the deal. Once I got what I needed out the deal, then I can really discard you or treat you how I want to treat you. Um, if you're dating for a particular reason and not for a genuine reason, hi Miss Sonia, how you doing today? If you're not, do people believe in love? Let me ask that question first. Do people still believe in love? Because I'm a person that believes in love, and I love wholeheartedly, and I wear it on my sleeve. So I don't get into a relationship because they're going to be transactional for me. Now, I can't speak for the other person, but I see that it happens a lot. I see that. Hey, Jessica, how you doing, beautiful? What if it turns into after years? Into after years. What do you mean, Miss Nateria? You saying what if it turns into after years? That's what I'm saying. Still, certain people will get into relationships for the benefit of the relationship, not because they genuinely love a person, because they're going to reap something from that relationship, right? And I feel like sometimes when we're not pure and we don't love the person, I fell out of love now. Okay, Miss Nateria. But you see what I mean? Just take for instance, um, I have to, I don't get into relationships expecting something back but the same thing that I give. So if that's considered transactional, I guess it would be transactional, but I don't think so because what I request is just respect. So if you respect me in a relationship and you don't disrespect me in a relationship, it's going to be an even exchange. I'm not going to disrespect you in a relationship. I'm just not. It's hot, child. I'm hot today. The menopause coming out. But true, because you will be disappointed when you expect something back. If you expected something back from a relationship, or if you were expecting someone to do the exact same thing that you do in a relationship, then you're not in it for the right reasons. If that makes any sense. You're not in it for the right reasons. And that tends to go bad because a lot of relationships that are transactional don't really last long. They don't. Your grandmothers, your older relatives, people like that who've been in relationships for years, they actually went through some things. Trust me, everything probably wasn't hunky dory. They had to go through some things. So, with you going through some things with a person that you tend to be with forever, tends to you tend to develop a stronger bond, a stronger love for that person, only because that person seen you at your worst, right? So if you're dating or you're with someone and you feel like and you want it to be, or it's transactional for you, it's not gonna last. So when the boo was talking to me, I was like, he made a lot of sense. He was definitely right on that. You know what I'm saying? He was right because a lot of people nowadays, if you look at couples, statuses, or different things, if they're not at the same level or the same playing ground, usually it is for the benefit of something, right? It's usually for the benefit of something. However, if you see a couple and their statuses is almost pretty much the same, they're not really looking for anything from that person but the respect. You know what I'm saying? They're not looking for it to be like basically a transactional thing because they're looking for something different, which could be love. Miss Nataria says, so I've been in a relationship for 11 years. I was in love for 6.5, but now I feel like I'm using my husband. You feel like you're using him? Why? Miss Nataria, why you feel like you're using your husband? How can you use your husband? How do you feel like, why do you feel like you're using him? Why do you feel like you're using him? Because if y'all love each other and y'all married, right? So y'all have these, y'all have these. So when y'all do that, y'all become as one anyway. So why do you feel like you're using him? Because whatever he got is yours, and whatever you got is his. So it's like it's supposed to be like that when you're married. I'm just gonna say when you're married. It's a little different when you're married because y'all are supposed to share things. Like things become as one when you get married. However, if you're in a relationship and then if he was doing this, whatever, then you could feel like he was using them. But because y'all married, that holds a whole different. That's a whole different ball game because when you marry, you become as one anyway. So, what's yours is his. What's his is yours. That's how it's supposed to be in a marriage. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I'm tired of feeling this way. I can't really type. I'm driving. So okay, that's okay, Miss Nataria. Maybe it's because she's no longer in love. Aha! You heard that, Miss Nataria? You heard that? That's a good one, Miss Sonia. That's a good one, Miss Sonia. Could be because she's no longer in love with the person. Oh, Miss Nataria, why not? Hey, J. Lou, baby. What's up, gorgeous? Where the heck have you been, sis? I've been here. J. Lou, I've been here. I just went live Monday. I just went live Monday. You know what? I've been there too. And I guess I could say I've been there in my marriage. And that's sad to say that I loved my husband. Don't get me wrong, I loved him. Still do. I still love him, have love for him and everything. However, I don't think genuinely I was in love with him. I don't think I was in love with my husband. I think I loved him, but I don't think I was in love with him. And I think that the love that I had was fading away. Like it started becoming a different type of love. Like I loved him as a person, but I didn't love him in the relationship, if that makes any sense. And I only say that because, you know, we did go through a period. Like we did, and that's probably why we so solid right now. Like we cool as a fan now. Like we good if we not in a relationship with each other. We good if we not in a relationship with each other. However, and then we have a strange kind of, bond because of our kids. But he's like the other parent. Yes, set your alert, sis. This here said, I'm not at all. I just came about him, nothing more. Oh, I get that. Yeah. Like I was in a, hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all. Hello, call. But I I was talking about my husband. Okay, well, I feel like this. We did go through a rough patch. Good morning, Miss Shalom. What's up, beautiful? I felt that same way when I was married. I wondered if it was because I changed after the babies. Just felt different. Um, Now we didn't have kids together because our kids was grown. However, my daughter's father, father, because they have the same father, was not in their life. So my oldest daughter, I know that she yearned for a relationship with her dad, right? But when I got married, my kids were grown, you know what I'm saying? And, like grown, because I was only married for like maybe 4 years, you know? We have been knowing each other since childhood. Well, high school years, because we went to high school together, and he was like maybe a year or two up under me. However, um, we didn't get into the relationship. We ran back into each other, and then we, started talking. We got married, but he stood in the gap. So it's like my daughter considered him, her pops. She called him pops, and they have this strong bond. Like it's weird. Like when you do therapy, you do stuff because like the last time I was in Georgia, um, his grandmother passed away. Well, maybe, a month ago, a month or two ago, his grandma passed away. So he told me, he was like, I need you there with me, blah, 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 but they still consider me family or whatever. So I went to the funeral, and afterwards, my daughter was like, she wanted to spend time with the both of us. Like, like we co-parent grown ass kids. We co-parent grown kids, so that's why I say our bond is kind of unique, or our situation is unique. So we end up taking my daughter, my oldest daughter now, she in her 30s, on a daughter date. It was me, him, and her. And we went to the movies to see The Accountant too. And it was like she said in between us, like we was like parents and her, like she was I'm telling you, our shit is unique. But however, we are cool. However, in the relationship, we went through hard times, right? Let me see. Hold on, your comments. You said they also say for a relationship to work, the man has to love more. Maybe maybe that had something to do with it. Like, was it liar for me? He is an amazing man, amazing father. I stayed home with the kids. Hi, Miss Glenn. Yes, now that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good statement, J. Lou. Hey, Knee Deep. How y'all doing? Uh, I was like I was just saying with my husband, he was a bad husband. Let me just say that. He sucked at being a husband. However, When them kids was involved, now he a great father. Like, I wouldn't take that from him at all. He was a great father to my kids, even though it was grown. And he's a great father to his own children, right? But he sucked in a relationship. Like, he was just not good at the time because he needed, healing. You know what I'm saying? He had to get over his childhood traumas, right? So the relationship was bad. However, we went through a spell to where he didn't work for maybe almost a year. I'll say 9 months, 10 months. So I had to take care of everything as far as the household was concerned. The mortgage, our phone bills, car notes, car insurance. Like, I was doing all this by myself because he had went into a deep depression because he got laid off his job. So, I would try to do things to build him, make him, feel better. Anything that he needed, I had it because I felt like that's what you're supposed to do in a marriage, right? When one falls, there you go. You're supposed to be the support system, right? However, it was like coming to where he was taking advantage of it. And I think that had a lot to do with me saying, okay, well, he's not going to be a strong enough man for me. You get what I'm saying? So the love kind of shifted into like, I love him, but not in that way. Not in that way to stay with him. You know what I'm saying? And then it was more other stuff added to that. However, our relationship wasn't, I don't think it was transactional, but I think he thought it was transactional. It was transactional for him. Let me just say that. It was transactional for him. And basically, he was a little narcissish, I guess. But when it becomes like that, or if you have a mindset to where you're not genuinely trying to get to know that person, to love them for who they are, you try to change things about a person. You try to change it to fit where you need it to fit. You don't let that person genuinely be them. And then it becomes transactional. You get what I'm saying? When you try to change a person from their original character because it's not fitting or you're uncomfortable with their character, that means you're not genuinely trying to understand that person and you're not trying to know them. So, of course, it's going to feel transactional. Or if you get into a relationship because of what a person's finances are, and you're going to be secure. You're like, I'm just want to be secure about that. I'm just going to be secure, da, 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 da. It don't last. I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't know if anybody else, and some people just stay in marriages because of security, but they have to realize that if they not staying because of love, they stand because of comfortability, security. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, that's rough. Yeah, J. Yeah, J. Lou. But you know what? We best of friends now. Like, we cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can call me. We kick it and talk and ha. And we always talk about the kids. Like, we genuinely co-parent. Like, he tell me everything. Or my daughter, like, I talked to Pops today and I made Pops some neck bones. Or something. She always cooking for him. So they are like, she said when she get married, she want him to walk her down the aisle. And my daughter's always like, I don't care what kind of relationship or what a relationship you get in, he always gonna be my Pops. And I'm like, hey, I'm not coming in between that relationship because I knew that she needed that. Good morning, Ro baby. Miss Glenn said, my mom and stepdad are apart but still care about him. Our families are close. My stepdad was close to my biological father. Yeah, like sometimes, you have a strange dynamic that works and it just works. You know what I'm saying? Our co-parenting grown children situation just works. So his kids call me mom. You know what I'm saying? When they need me. His daughter has a son, and that's my grandbaby. I'll go pick him up when you know what I mean? He like one of my grandkids. So It's like I'll go pick him up because my daughter have all the kids of her house for Christmas. I'll go pick him up. We go to my daughter's house and we spend Christmas with my daughter. So it's like it could be unique like that. However, I think I got into it because I wanted to be married, and I didn't get into it because I was in love with him. If that makes any sense. I hate admitting that. But yeah. Okay. Hey, Miss Janice. She said working but listening. But you see what I'm saying? It gets to a situation to where if you're not dating for truly understanding that person or getting to know the person and building together, then it's not going to work. It's not going to work because you're always going to be looking for that transaction. You're always going to be looking for that transaction to be filled. Let me just say that. You're always going to be looking for that transaction to be filled. The reason you got into that relationship. And that's it. Because when you genuinely love someone and you really trying to get to know them and you're got to go through some things and you're working through some things, you can accept it better. Or you can understand it better. And you can compromise on making the situation better. Why, Robin? Ro, why are you running from love? Look, y'all, don't get into relationships for it to be transactional. Don't never let nobody get you into a relationship if they're only looking for it to be a transaction for them. Because it's not going to work. Sometimes you can tell if it's transactional because of the behaviors. The behaviors people have in a relationship. Miss Sonia said, me too, Ro. Everybody said, I'm with you. Let me tell you something. Sometimes life is a learning game. It's learning, right? I've been hurt too many times. And at my big old age, I just don't have time for the foolery. That's me. That's me. Me and my boo, we've been knowing each other, like I said, for like 4 years, 4 or 5 years. And it's like, I guess we never stopped caring for each other. Even when if I was trying to date someone else, he would still reach out. Like, he brought that to my attention the other day. We had a conversation and he was like, I told him, just fucking with him, and he was like, so you don't think I love you? And I'm like, well, I mean, I think you care about me, He was like, care about you? And I was like, oh, junk, here we go. But he was just like, look, who was still reaching out to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, who was still reaching out? Like, even when you got into I was still checking in on you, and he was. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to draw a wedge in between that, but I still cared about him too. You know what I'm saying? I did. And I think that I was scared, like I said, of the love word because I felt myself being in love with him. So right then and there, I was blocking it. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't want to fall in love right now. I've been in love. Maybe I can count on one hand, maybe once or twice, and both of them didn't end well for me. Like mentally, it didn't. And I just didn't want to go back there. I just was afraid to go back there mentally, right? So I curved him a few times. Like a few times I curved him. And he still was like, I don't know, it was persistent. He respected my space. He respected, even if I tried to get into the relationship with someone, you know what I'm saying? He respected it. He never disrespected it. He never was like, and guess what? we've been in the same places even when I was dating someone. So the person that I was dating was a was around, and he didn't even disrespect it. He didn't walk up and say, "Oh, so who's this nigga?" He didn't do none of that. He still respected it, right? So I know that our relationship ain't transactional. At first, I thought it was. I did. And I'm just going to be honest, because we talk a relationship, I just thought it was. I just thought it because we had good sex together. For real. Like, I'm just going to keep it a buck. Our sex is dynamite. You know what I'm saying? But I still was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He had good sex, and we went on a couple dates, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we met, at Dave and Buster's. So I just was like, I don't want to fall in love right now. You know what I'm saying? So I curved him. But our friendship just never stopped. And I had to realize, once we circled back this last time, um, I had to look at everything. And I looked at it because I thought it was transactional because of the way I had been hurt by others and what others expected. But then I had to look at how, even as us being friends, he never judged me. He never tried to change me. Like, he always let me be me. You know what I'm saying? He like the thick ones, you know what I'm saying? But he always, I may say something like, I need to, my stomach, I gotta do it. And he was like, oh, here we go. But it's like, he never tried to change me. He never tried to make me be something he wanted me to be. He just genuinely let me be me. And that's how I know that it's not transactional with us. So I know that if I hit a rough patch, I know that he's going to be there. You know what I'm saying? And I know if he hits rough patches, I can be there for him too. I don't know why my mother's trying to call me, but she is. I hope y'all can hear me. Okay, so let me get some of these comments, because I've just been running my mouth and I ain't going to be on here long. Okay. Okay, here we go. Ms. Glenn said, men are intimidated by my career, my money, and travel expenses, etc. Most of the men can't keep up with me. I'm not trying to be a trend. Now, some men are. And let me tell you something. I think that was the case with my husband. I think that was the case. He told me that he was intimidated by me on that level, because he was like, he seen that I like to take a lot of risk. He said, you risky. Like, you are very risky. So that could be it too. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like, you got to be with a person who is comfortable with you being you, and you don't have to change it. And they don't come out the gate trying to change you or be uncomfortable with who you are. You get what I'm saying? You said, J. Lou said, I honestly didn't want to get married. Was pressed by my family to let him make me an honest woman. I was so unhappy. I started playing victim in the relationship. That man didn't do nothing to me. Wait, let me tell you something, J. Lou. Because I wanted to get married so bad, instead of me getting to know my husband on that level, even though we grew up in the same neighborhood or whatever, instead of me getting to know him on that level, I let him pressure me into getting married. Because he was like, I ain't having no long engagement. Like, we need to get married, like, ASAP, because we had broke up in the process, and then we got back together. And when we got back together, he said, oh, I'm not waiting a long time to get married. With us, within 2 months of us getting back together, We got married. And it was downhill from there. I'm not saying we didn't have good times here and there, but it was downhill from there. And you can't allow a person to pressure you, or you can't feel pressure uh, to be in something, because then it becomes transactional. It becomes transactional. It does. Yeah. You said, Miss Sonia said, after my husband passed, I've tried to date once and he hurt me, so I'm good. Oh, wow. I had to hear that, Miss Sonia. You know what I'm saying? Because that happens too. That happens too. You know what I mean? People will play on your weakness, especially if you share it. You know what I'm saying? They know which pinpoints or which pivot points to get to you, and then it becomes transactional. Y'all see how that work? Like, people will play on your sympathy card. They will. And once they know, that's why sometimes oversharing when you're getting to know someone is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. When you overshare with people, sometimes they break that trust. It's hard to trust people nowadays. And you'll let your guard down to trust, and they'll use what you told them against you. And then the relationship comes transactional, because now I'm holding this over your head, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, or you make me mad, I can do this, or I can expose all your business type situation. And I just don't want to be in no situation to where it becomes transactional. I mean, transactional for uh, me or the individual. You get what I'm saying? J. Lou said, it was till I got a little older that I realized it's okay for people to wake up with different feelings. Yeah, it doesn't have to be some big tragedy for a relationship to end. It does not. It don't have to be no big tragedy. It doesn't. You said, Raw Baby said, relationships are hard work, and if both parties are not putting in effort, it's pointless. That's why I say sometimes you have to get into a relationship to grow with that person. You also want to get into a relationship with a person who's willing to grow. If they're not willing to grow or willing to change, or you don't see change behavior, because people can say what they're going to do all the time, every day, all day. A person can tell you they gonna change. They don't did this with themselves. They don't did this. They didn't went to class. They don't. I don't took up therapy. I don't did this, that, and the other. But without change, without visual change, it's transactional. It's gonna be transactional. Relationships. Yep. Yes. Yes, indeedy. You said, so do you only date to fall in love? Okay, good question, bro. Um, I think I date to yeah. I date to love. You know what I'm saying? I date to fall in love. I would say that. I date because I'm not really concerned with a person's social status or what they have, because I think I've always been like an independent woman. So I always had for myself. However, I always dated to get a person. This is my big thing. I date for people to understand who I am. And that's hard. Even though I feel like I'm not complicated, I may be a little complex, but I'm not complicated, right? I'm just me, genuinely. And a lot of people don't understand it. So, because they don't understand it, it scares a lot of people. Or I'm not used to that. I'm not used to her being, this, that, and the other. Because sometimes I could be rather blunt. And people don't like it. They may say you talk too much, or this, that, and the other, because they can't accept that you have your own opinion. You know what I'm saying? Or they're used to a certain woman or a certain situation, or how it is. And I just can't be nobody but me. So I need someone, and that's why I date. I date to get someone who will understand me like I understand them. I don't never have a problem with understanding people. Like, I can understand what place you in, accept you for who you are, but a person always have the problem accepting who I am. And it is what it is sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Um, I am Glenn said, Miss Glenn said, I'm not the richest, but I'm good. My home is nice, but it's not the biggest. But it's built by me and paid in full. That's intimidating by men. Some men, Miss Glenn. You know what I'm saying? Some men. Let me tell you something. I was telling my cousin yesterday, we have a problem dating regular schmegula dudes. We do. Because we're always looking for what kind of car he drive, where he live, do he got a job, this, that, and the other. Now, the three, I do want you to have a job, a place, and your own whip, or at least a job and a place. You know what I'm saying? Your own whip. Sometimes things happen and you got it, whatever. But you got to be able to take care of yourself. That's what I look for. I look for, you have to be able to support yourself first. If you can support yourself without any help, then I'm good. Because that means, like, when we get ready to connect, we'll be able to support each other. You get what I'm, if that makes any sense? Like, we'll be able to support each other. You know what I'm saying? And it won't be to where you're leaning on me when you don't really have to, because I know how to support myself. You know what I'm saying? By myself. Uh, that's how I want the mindset to be. I also want the mindset to be that if I can understand where you're coming from and I can understand you and the person that you are, I need the same respect. And sometimes we don't get it, because with women who, like my baby Miss Glenn, women who have um, social statuses, or who are very independent and who can take care of themselves, who can ball on themselves, who can do this, who can do that, who really don't need no man. A lot of men do be intimidated by that, because they feel like, well, what am I here for? She don't really need me, right? She don't really need me. She here, you know what I'm saying? But she don't really need me. She could take care of herself. She was doing all this before I got here. But you also have to allow a man to be a man. You do, y'all. I mean, and it just is what it is. You have to allow a man to be a man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a very aggressive female, but through the years, I have learned, and with therapy, I have learned that, sometimes you could let the man take control. I used to be so impatient with my husband because I wanted him to lead a lot of times, and I always had to figure things out for us. So that made me superly aggressive. Like, I had to figure things out for him, set his appointments for the doctor, or make sure he did this. Did you go get your this? Did you do this? Did you do that? Did you pay the phone bill? Did you do this? Don't forget to take out the trash. Like, you want a guy who can stand up, or a woman to stand up and take control sometime. You know what I'm saying? If you're a guy, you want a situation to where a woman gonna have your back. You know what I'm saying? And not uh, talk about you if you fall short on certain things. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes things happen, right? But you also want to maintain that y'all are respecting each other. And sometimes in dynamics like that, y'all stop respecting each other. Y'all do. Fast Glenn, strong women intimidate weak men. A real man would not care about that. Exactly, bro. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Um, I'm sure they are not only intimidated, but jealous. You think so, J. Lou? So you think that a man would be jealous? Huh. Yeah. You know what? I just thought about the conversation I had with my ex husband the other day. He did say something like, so that could be true. That could be true. I had to think about that again. I'm not going to dummy down myself to fit his narrative. And that's it. Why would I have to dumb myself down to fit your narrative because you're insecure about who you are? Hmm? I ain't doing it either. I'm not. Hey, Miss Rashida Boo. What is going on, y'all? But y'all see what I'm saying, y'all? Y'all just have to. Hey, Toy, I'm so behind in the chat. What's going on, sis? I didn't see y'all. Okay, so let me. I'm trying to catch up, y'all, because I've been running my dang on mouth. Um, you said my fiance and I would have been a power couple, but he was unfaithful. He literally broke my heart. Oh, Miss Glenn. I hate that. Cause you such a powerful woman. You are, Miss Glenn. Hey, Miss Carolyn, what's going on? I'm sorry to hear that, love. Everybody deserves true love. Yes. I'm gonna use Toya for an example. If you don't mind, sis, let me just use you for an example. I know that her and OB ain't transactional. They not. Let me tell you something. These two have been through the ringer and back, and they still love each other. They still go to bat for each other. I don't give a damn who fall weak. They are one of them gonna pick the other one up. And that's how a relationship is supposed to work. It's not supposed to be transactional. It's not supposed to be transactional. You're not supposed to get into a relationship expecting to get something from that person, but love and respect. And that's how I look at it. You have to be able to love a person where they are. If you can't accept it, then don't be with that person. But if you can accept that person for who they are, then build on that. Just like the person should be able to accept you where you are if y'all trying to build a relationship. Now, if the person not accepting who you are and trying to change you, that's when you know you need to dip out the relationship. Like, I can't be nobody but me. And a lot of people don't understand me. I get people misunderstanding me all the time because of who I am and the way that I talk or the way that I move, or they may think that I meant this, or they may think I'm acting a certain type of way. However, it's nothing like that. It's just that I'm blunt, and a lot of people can't handle the bluntness, or they can't handle me being straightforward or true. You know what I'm saying? And it's totally okay. But you can't be in a situation to where it becomes transactional, to where you're having to adjust who you are as well to please the other person, because it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. That's just my experience. That's just me. It's my opinion. Nothing else. I'm not saying that I'm a doctor or nothing like that, or a therapist. I'm just saying, just from my personal experience, that's where I come from. You know what I'm saying? Okay, J. Lou said, I think it's the purpose at this age. When I was younger, I think dating was for different reasons for me. When I was younger, dating was for different reasons for me. A couple of them might have been transactional. You know what I'm saying? Let me just be real. A couple of them might have been transactional. I might have just wanted something from them, and then that was it. You know what I'm saying? I kind of discouraged it. However, now in this day and age, because uh, when you're on a path of healing and you're on a path of, I want my life to be healthy. I want my life to be healthy. So you can't be doing unhealthy things like transactions, right? So you do want to build something with someone who's going to respect you and understand you, so something can grow and y'all can build and y'all can be better together, if that makes any sense. So that's why I use Toya for an example because I know that every relationship falls on hard times. She might have been out of work. He might have been out of work. She might have not been feeling her best. He might have not been feeling his best. She might have had something going on to where she needed that backbone. He might have had something going on to where he needed that backbone. And they've always been there for each other. When a person can accept you and y'all can go through it together, still respecting each other. Like I say, relationships are not perfect, so of course you're gonna have disagreements. However, at the end of the day, if y'all respecting each other, that's stronger than any amount of money to me. You know what I'm saying? It just is. But you do have materialistic people out here. You do have people who want you to try to control you. You do have the people who are unfaithful. You do have the people who want you to be their doormat. You do have people that are going to use you to their benefit. But I say to that is we just have to be wiser and respect us more than we respect them at the end of the day. And I'm going to end it because I stayed on here longer than I said I was going to be on here. But I wanted to read everybody's comment. Um, Miss Glenn said, oh, she's speaking to Toya. I'm good, but I'm retired. Okay, I see that. Rose said, dating to fall in love versus to be loved correctly is trending, us treading on dangerous territory though, because a man can be in love with you, but not how to love you correctly. And let me rephrase that, Ro. Exactly. I needed to be loved correctly. And you're right. I don't want to be in love. I want to be loved correctly. I like how you put that, Ro. That's it. You took the hey. That's exactly how I feel. But I feel like if you loving me correctly, I'm gonna fall in love with you anyway. See how that works, bro? If you loving me correctly and you're not disrespecting me, I'm gonna fall in love with you anyway. You get what I'm saying? I think that a lot of people uh, don't understand what love is. They just use the word. And a lot of people show you that they love you. A lot of people tell you, but it's better. I'm an actions person, so you have to show me that you love me. I would rather you show me than tell me all the time, if that makes any sense. Cause I'm a show me. I'm a show me person. I show you that I love you. You know what I'm saying? More than I'll tell you that I love you. You know what I mean? I'll say it, but I ain't gonna be consistently saying it. I'm just gonna show you that I love you. You get what I'm saying? So, you just never wanna let me screenshot that message. Okay, Miss Glenn said I definitely self-sufficient, but one of my exes is a good travel partner when he's available. Distance is keeping us apart. Oh, okay. I will never be bigger than my man. It's exactly, Miss Glenn. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. A man leads, never controls. Lord, Ro. Now y'all saying something today. Y'all saying something today. A man leads. He never controls. Never. Never. He never controls. Never. You said I enjoy being the girly girl. My ex who travels with me allows me to relax and enjoy my vacation. We enjoy each other and we love one another. You see what I'm saying? Like, and see, y'all have that dynamic. It's a unique dynamic, but it's y'all's dynamic. You see what I'm saying? It's y'all dynamic. Can't nobody take that from y'all. You said I have dated a few that turned to be jealous. Yeah. Yeah. I always made smart remarks about my place or what I would travel, jealous, hater. Yeah, yeah, my husband used to do that crap, but that was just because he was insecure. Hey, brother Kelly, what is going on? My brother Kelly in here listening to relationship stuff. Brother Kelly, we talking about relationships and it being transactional. Relationships being transactional. I'm so far TC. I ended up crawling back in bed and got comfy with this convo. Let me get. You see what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, y'all. A couple of them may have been transactional. Yeah, couple mine too, bro. Couple mine too was transactional. You said my fiance who broke my heart is a good friend now. I had to forgive him to move on. When his mom got sick, I was included in everything involving mom. She was my second mom. Yeah. You know, sometimes it's better for you to be in a respectful relationship, whether y'all are in the relationship or like in a relationship, like a friendship. You know, if that makes any sense, Miss Glenn. You get what I'm saying? Because it seems like you may have more respect when you're not together than when you are together. Because I can respect my ex now. I can respect my ex-husband. Like all the stuff that he go through, whatever, I can respect it more with me not being in a relationship with him than me being in a relationship with him because there are expectations. There are expectations. You have to have expectations as well. But expectations wouldn't be transactional, would it? Or do y'all think that would be transactional? Just asking. Do y'all think relationships with expectations will be considered transactional? Y'all let me know. Love is an action word. Show me. Don't just tell me. Right, Ro? Hey, Chris. And let be alert. Okay. Nice to meet you too, Chris. Ro Baby said, I've always wanted to be in a relationship. Oh, you always wanted to be a relationship counselor. People have always come to me with relationship advice since I was 14. I get a lot of that too. You know what I'm saying? But excuse me, mom. See you. Okay, see you. Two cats said, I'm up in this thing. Hype me up. Bro, don't come over here with that. Don't come over here with that. I mean it. Don't come over here with that, bro. I was eating earlier, but don't come over here with that, bro. But yes, I think expectations in a relationship is definitely transactional. Why do you think that, Callie? Why do you think that expectations? Because my expectations would be different than your expectations. My expectation, I said it earlier, is just for you to respect me who I am. Don't disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? That comes, you disrespecting me comes with a line of things. Like calling me out my name, trying to fight me, cheating, because that's disrespectful in a relationship. And we don't have that understanding. You know what I'm saying? And I think that all falls in a line with me as respect. That would be my expectations. Now, expectations as far as, you know, how you got to have this, you got to pay $1 million on your house, you got to be driving a 2025 this, and you got to have a 7, 8 figure job. Those are different expectations. That's definitely transactional. Hey, keeping it real. But I'm talking about my generic my generic expectations is just general expectations. You know what I'm saying? So everybody expectations are different. You know what I'm saying? When they in a relationship, I'm driving so I can't mod. That's okay. That's okay. That is okay. I think if you say I think if you do put conditions on your love and relationship, that makes it transactional. Okay, you said that too, Rashida. I think that different expectations would be transactional. So I have to agree with you partly on that. Hey, sister teacher. Hey, mentor. Hey, love. Here to hit the like button. I have 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Okay. I'm finna end it anyway because I've been on here about an hour. Callie said, um, exactly. Our expectations may be different, but in order to get my love, you have to respect my expectations. And I need to respect yours. That's an exchange. Okay. Hold on, brother Callie. See, you finna make me go over what I said now. You said in order to get your love, you have to respect my expectations. Okay. Um I think with me, and this is just me, brother Kelly, my love for you has to be genuine. I have to love you as a person first. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't what you can bring me as far as your expectation. I have to love the person that you are. Or, to understand you more. My expectations are going to come if you are respecting me for who I am, if that makes any sense. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think the love is going to come without the expectations. So when you say you have to, order to get your love, you got to meet the expectations. So basically, it will be transactional for you. Like, you got to meet my expectations first in order for me to love you. That's basically what you're saying, brother Callie. You got to meet my expectations first in order for me to love you. Bro, baby, the other day I was giving my friend relationship advice. My man said, hang up the phone. He said, you need to take your That's what he told you, J. Lou. Oh God, yeah. Yeah, brother Callie, brother Callie. I need to hear that. You said, Ro baby said, J. Lou, yes, I'm good, giving up, but I'm definitely don't take my own advice. Okay, okay, y'all still talking about the advice. Hey, Niecy, what's so beautiful? Okay, brother Kelly said we have to exchange our expectations, conditions, etc. Okay, brother Kelly, I think I understand where you coming from. I'm just giving you my viewpoint of that. You know what I'm saying? This live is at 10. Okay. You know. Okay, talk to you later, sister teacher. I love you, mentor. I love you, girl. Let me see. Shelly Shells, what's up, sis? What's going on, beautiful? You said, hey, TC in chat. On my way to the doctor. I love you. Blessed day, everyone. Please tap the like button. Thank you, Shells. You said you can start out loving someone thinking they are a certain way, and then down the line, you find out they are not what you expected. That's true too, brother Callie. That's true too. But even if you go in with expectations, right? They'll start doing the expectations, but if that's not really who the person that they are, they're gonna cut off on the expectations anyway. So it could be the same way, right? I'm just saying. You can start off telling them what you want and they'll do it just to appease you and please you. But if that's not really what that person is and what they about, and then what if they do it long enough for you to follow? Let me check this out, Brother Callie. What if they do it long enough for them to gain your love? Do your expectations. Just to gain your love. And then they gain your love. And then cut all the expectations out. Hmm? That's a good one, Brother Callie. Think about that real quick. Think about that real quick, Brother Callie. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Hey, you gotta think about it like that too. You know what I'm saying? They may go in there and do what you need them to do or do what you want them to do. And guess what? Once you do it or once they do it and they done and they gain your love and you all in love and stuff now, you know what I'm saying? As soon as you fall in your butt in love, then here they go, bagging off their expectations, the expectations you set for them. You got to know what you are looking for in someone. That's expectations. Mm, okay. That's true. You got to know what you're looking for. So, with that being said, I just feel like sometimes when you get into relationships with transactions or expectations, let me say certain expectations, they don't last. They don't. Or they not happy. If they are lasting, they not happy. I'm just telling you the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. You know what I mean? So let me end this because I had to get back to work. So I feel like you just have to do a multitude of things. You know, you have to make sure that you're meeting um, your own standards, your own expectations. That's what you need to do. You have to meet your own expectations before you meet anybody else's. Before you meet anybody else's, you have to meet your own expectations. You have to meet your own expectations. Sister Teacher, real quick, said, your discernment should let you feel if it's right. Follow your gut instinct. That is correct. But, Sister Teacher, sometimes you can follow your gut instinct. I mean, because you get that sign. Sometimes you know when you know. So I would have to agree with that, Sister Teacher. You do have to follow your gut instincts on some things. Some people, sometimes. Some people, some things. You just have to make sure that you're meeting uh, your own expectations. That's what I would say. You have to meet your own expectations first for yourself. For yourself. You know what I mean? If they are looking to purposely draw you in just to mess over you, that's a theme issue. You said that's a them issue, not a you issue. Yeah, it's not a them it's not a you issue, it's a them issue. However, that's also that also would be transactional. You get what I'm saying? That would be transactional because they made you fall in love with them. And then when you set that expectation for them to do what you need them to do, and they did it long enough for you to fall in love with them, you get what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it doesn't make sense. But I just feel like, look, relationships that are transactional, to me, just my opinion, they don't work. They don't last. We ignore what we know to have what we want and find out later this ain't what you want. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Callie said, at the end of the day, life is a gamble. You roll a dice with a lot of things in life. That's true. That's true. Sister T said, keep on with the great topics, TC. I love it. Thank you, mentor. Oh, I'm doing something right. My mentor said she loved my topics. The mentor said she loved the topics. But yeah, yeah, y'all. I just want you to know, because I want everybody to be healthy and healed in the mind. Just don't get into relationships to be transactional. Don't get into a relationship for a transaction or expecting a transaction out the relationship. Because in the end, it's not going to be healthy for you. It's not. You're not going to be happy. And I'm just personal. I'm 59. I'm not letting you waste my time for real, for real. You're not. You genuinely have to feel something for that person in order for it to grow. That's just how I see it. Just my experience. This is just my experience. I could be wrong. I'm just going by what I know. Just my own personal experience. But someone else could be feeling differently. Some people may feel like they need that transactional relationship. I just say, if you want to be healed and healthy and whole in your mind as far as growth and wellness, you are not going to get in a relationship for it to be transactional. Not if you're trying to grow that person. Now, if you just temporarily with the person, okay. But if you want something worth something, don't get in nothing that's transactional, people. That's just my outlook on it. And I love y'all. And I thank y'all for tuning in. And please hit that like button if you have not. Please hit that subscribe button if you have not. Make sure that you turn on your notifications too. And y'all better do those positive affirmations every day. Do a positive affirmation every day. It's going to change the course of your day. Trust me. Trust me. And I love y'all. And have a beautiful Thursday. Peace, y'all.